So this is the second video, part 2. And this video running off on the first one. So if you haven't watched the first video, go back. But this is the second video, taking you now into awareness. So what exactly is awareness? So when you are aware, you are obviously aware of everything around you. If you close your eyes and just said, I am aware, you are going to be really aware of the birds that are singing outside. You may be able to hear a car go past in the distance, the birds, the rustle of the trees, you know, with the leaves. You know, you have an awareness. Maybe the dog's sitting behind you, or maybe somebody's driven out their driveway across the road. You have this really expansive awareness, but it's panoramic, it's everywhere, okay? So that is your awareness. So in the first video, I was talking about head versus heart. So you should have established now which person are you? Somebody who lives in your head, somebody who lives in your heart, or are you a little bit in between? What we want to get to is being in your heart fully, which means you are in your awareness fully. And it's real simple. It's real black and white stuff. If you're in your head, you are in what we call your mind, body, and emotions, which means you're going to be listening to that chatter all day, every day, saying you can't do that. You know, oh, you need to worry about this. Oh, by the way, make sure that you worry the fact that there's not enough money around, or you haven't got enough clients, or you're not thin enough, or whatever. That there, I mean, anything that makes you feel crap and rubbish is your mind. Let's put it like that. And anything that makes you really happy and open and aware and just in flow is obviously your heart. So this is the thing. I want to just give you more on the ground stuff to know on those days where, you know, where you can relate to it a lot more. So you remember those days where you're just in a bit of a funk and everything's a bit heavy, you feel a bit uncomfortable in your energy, and maybe your body feels a bit puffy. It's just not great. It's just not nice. You're okay, but it's just not great. Or you're really, really horrible, but it's just not great. So that's when you're in your mind, body, and emotions, okay? So when you are in your awareness, if you ever have those random days that just pop up and you're just fine and you're just happy and you're not attached to anything and you just know everything's going to be okay. And literally the day before you were in that funk and you were like, you know, the whole world was ending yesterday and just impending doom, and maybe you had a bit of anxiety on board and you were very fearful, whatever it might have been. But that was yesterday. But today you wake up and it's a different vibe and everything's just cool and chilled and it's just, everything's nice. Everything's joy, everything's happiness. Now that's when you're in your awareness. And what's actually happening is from a natural perspective, that's actually happening in a natural way because we're going that route anyway, all right? But to be conscious on this journey of what I'm talking about is going to work a lot better for you, okay? So that's kind of like how you can feel when mind versus the heart, all right? Awareness. Other words for your awareness, the isness, beingness, being, oneness. So this is what I'm going to break down to you now. So I'm going to give you a little tool, and I'm also going to give you a heads up on an audio book which is going to assist you greatly in this, because I want to share with you as much material as possible that's helped me as well as my own downloads, because that's what it's all about. We all got to get there, yo. It doesn't matter what we read, who we read it from, as long as it's going to open our awareness, right? So awareness we have always had. Awareness is that flow from the universe. You know, it's that awareness, okay, is when we come into our heart and we have that happy day and we're just tapped into everything, which is just amazing, and there's no worries. That awareness is exactly the same pool that Yeshua drinks from, the same pool that Isis, Thoth, all the great masters which are alive, all the great masters that since gone, you know, they all drunk from that same pool of consciousness. So if you can get that, instead of just being like letting it fall just as far as awareness goes, oh, I'm in my heart, great and lovely, I would just like you to entertain the fullness of how far that goes. It's infinite. Okay, so you are in the same energy that Yeshua and everybody channeled from when they were in their physical vessel, and you are in the same energy that, even though he's on in a different dimension now, he's still there. We're all one. We're all together. We're all at the same party. So when you're in your awareness, you're tapped into all of that. So now, do you understand the concept of oneness wisdom? That is where it comes from. So I want you to just now do an exercise here. And I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to just take some breaths into your heart and out from your heart. And I want you to just ask yourself, am I aware? And observe in your energy field exactly what goes on. Do you feel that you are expanded? Do you feel when you ask yourself constantly, am I aware, am I aware, am I aware? What happens? What you should be feeling, you can open your eyes now, what you should be feeling is coming from like a pinprick of detail of coming. When you say, am I aware, you just open right out, and you should distinctly feel one frequency. And when you say, am I aware, you open out and you just feel something else. And that expansiveness is connected to all. Now, in that consciousness, you can connect with the whole of humanity, the multiverse, the universe, everything. It's all there. So now it's a no-brainer, really, because the thing is, when you feel crap, that's like your mind, body, and emotions. And how lovely did it feel when you zoom out and you connect with all of that? That feels quite lovely, doesn't it? So it really is a black and white thing. You got that, or you've got that, and you're either here or you're either there. So when you feel yourself going into a funk, when you feel yourself slipping into patterns of fear and maybe just a little bit of anxiousness, because what will happen is muscle memory. You'll just gently slip back into it. But ask yourself all day, every day, am I aware? And I just say, I am awareness. I am awareness. I am aware. And if any energy of like negative thoughts come up, I just say, it's not real. It's just your mind giving you a thought, which is probably negative, an emotion that goes with it, which is probably negative, and it's just coming up for clearing and release. But we repress it and we push it down. No, that's not what this is about. It's saying, can you release me, please? Can you bring me back into wholeness? Do you understand that concept now? When we let everything tingle to the top. So here you are having a bad day, going, God, I'm so anxious today. I'm so anxious today. You're going to do everything in your power just to like not have that. So you're going to go to the gym and you're going to try and run it off, and you're going to try and maybe eat several cakes, because that's what sometimes when you're in that space, you just want to stuff it down. That's when we overeat. When we overeat, or we have that binge with eating, that's what happens. Emotionally, something wants to come out. And what do we want to do? We want to stuff it back down with food or alcohol or some kind of addiction somewhere, whether it's momentarily or whether it's basically in the bigger picture. But that's all white noise, and we can get so stuck into that and try and unpack it. But no one cares, because that's just a byproduct of you not allowing your emotions to flow to the top and then flow out. Because you're a powerful machine, man. You're a portal. It comes in and it comes out and it flows. Comes in, comes out and flows. We're never going to get away from feeling things, because we're human. There's a human aspect of us, but we don't have to live there and believe that conversation. And I'm going to just leave you with this now. Just looking at my list. Yes, I'm going to just leave you with this now of, liken it to, say you've got two bunches of mates, okay? And, you can have a bunch of friends that you go out with, and you know what? Bad stuff always happens. They're always talking about other people. Somebody's always got a problem. It just feels a bit like negative and heavy, and you walk away from them all the time, just feeling a bit drained and like, huh. Then you have another bunch of friends that you go out with, and it is just good, clean fun. You have a few drinks, you just laugh the whole time. Talk about stuff that was on telly. It's just lightness, it's laughter, there's a lot of love. It's just a feel-good vibe, man. And you come away thinking like, oh, I feel so high. That was just so much fun. I really enjoyed myself. Well, you know where I'm going with this. Your mind, your body, and emotions, your thoughts, is basically your head. Those are those mates that are going to drain you. It's just actually really shit hanging out with them. And there's nothing really good that comes from it except just negativity. And then when you've got your other mates and it's just all lightness and it's just fun and it's just like, that's your heart. So pick your mates. Who are you going to hang out with? And are you going to take advice from these mates that are just like, a little bit negative? Are you going to trust what they say to you? So you need marital advice, or you need advice on something, business advice, and you're going to expect something high vibrational and positive to come from what comes out of their mouth. It's not where you go for advice, bro. So you want to come over to the heart and you want to speak to them, because there'll be infinite possibilities, probably another 10 ideas that you didn't even think about. If you hang out with the right people, you're going to get good vibes. So let me just leave that concept with you. Video number 2 now underway. So play with that concept, journal on it. Each video that I do, even though it's short, just journal on it and see how you go. So pick your friends wisely. That's all I can tell you right now. Peace.